So originally I was planning to do like a replay analysis vid today, but like as you guys know, I record with Audacity and plus then a screen recorder. I have no clue what I did with the footage. I just have the sound files, so can't really do that now. So this is a video I was gonna make a little later, but I guess I'll do it now. So this is one of the hottest new teams in Rocket League, the biggest upcoming team, and it's Sandrock Gaming. Some of you guys might have heard of them, some of you guys might not have, but we're just going to be talking about them and talking about why they look like a dominant team, an extremely dominant team. They're the only, let me see here, yeah, they're the only non-RLCS team to be invited to the European qualifier, so they got to skip qualification, and they're currently undefeated. They are in the grand finals. They have not lost a single game. Let's look. They're 3-0 in group stage, so undefeated there. Then week 1, they went 3-2 against We Dumb Girls, 3-2 against Singularity, 3-1 against Vitality. Let's look at the playoffs. 3-1 against Dignitas, 4-1 against RCD Espanyol. And then just the other day in the winners finals, they beat Singularity, and they really dominated them. And I want to talk about their strengths, their weaknesses, and why they're easily an RLCS caliber team. And it's kind of a shame that they're not going to be in RLCS next season, because they have to work their way up through rival series, because yeah, they're not in rival series right now. The only two teams that they didn't play were Veloce and Notorious Legion, which both those teams are out, and I'm assuming they would have beat them, just because, I mean, Veloce plays more of a defensive style gameplay, so Sandrock Gaming would demolish them, honestly. And then RCD, I didn't really pay attention too much to them, but I'm sorry, not RCD. I mean Notorious Legion. Didn't pay too much attention to them, but I mean, I'm sure they would have won. I'll show you the roster: Ahmad, Senzo, and O'Khalid, however you pronounce it. O'Khalid, probably the best ones player in the world right now. Ahmad, easily a top 10 ones player in the world right now. So both of them are just mechanically insane at the game. Ahmad probably being the more mechanically gifted player on the field when they're all on. Actually, in their most recent match, Senzo popped off, and we're going to be taking a look at that. I want to talk about their playstyle, just everything about this team, because this team is popping off. They took down Dig and Vitality, like, convincingly. It was crazy. So let me show you their offense. So let's look at this first play by Sandrock Gaming. So it's O'Khalid to Senzo, and then Ahmad finishes off, and it's a 1-2-3 passing play, and they love to do this. They love to use every single member of their team. You know how most teams will have that guy who's like, you could say is definitely like the defender, definitely the mechanical out player. I mean, it's kind of like a Space Station Gaming or a Vitality, where they all just really make plays happen. They all are good at striking. I guess O'Khalid and Ahmad, you could say, are more aggressive than Senzo. Is it Senzo? I forget his name already. I think it's Senzo. But just look at all this pressure. Let's go back right here after they get the ball out of their own half. So yeah, it's Senzo. Senzo puts a shot on target, and the way that pay attention to the way that they're spread out, because this is also how they love to play defense. Ahmad is already ready for a shot, and then rotating in is O'Khalid, and they just keep putting shot after shot. It's kind of like G2, honestly, except a little bit more spread out. And it's just shot, and Noli has to make an insane save, but Senzo is on the ceiling waiting for his clear. They're everywhere on the field, and when they're on, okay, he wasn't on the ceiling, he was going up the wall. It just looked like he was on the ceiling, but this is something that, I don't want to say this is exactly like G2's playstyle, but when they're on, it looks kind of like G2 in my opinion, because it's just aggressive shot after aggressive shot. And the only difference is, I think that they've got, when they're on, their defense does look a little bit better, but their defense is also their biggest weakness, just like G2, which is another reason I like to compare them to G2, because their defense really looks like shit sometimes. But yeah, just insane amount of pressure to get that second goal in. Already 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining with 2 goals, and we're gonna see another one. They just pop off this first game. Another thing they have right here going for them is, when they clear the ball, they always have someone waiting for them, always ready to counterattack and get right back on offense. And then look at this. Their counter attacks are like no other. This is another This is why I also don't want to compare them to G2 completely, because G2 don't have any counterattacks, let's be honest. This team, 1-2 counters. Like, that was a 1-2 passing play. I want to look at that again. So Ahmad just with a clear off of Nolly, and just Senzo with an amazing double tap. And he hits like 3 or 4 of these crazy double taps this entire series, by the way. I think Senzo's on fire this game. A lot of people say he's maybe the worst player on the team, but he looked like the best this series. But Ahmad's probably the most mechanically gifted, if you were wondering. At least from what I've seen throughout this European Invitational. And it doesn't stop here. I think they score 5 goals this game. I want to go over just more about their offense. So, I mean, they're always ready to play off each other. And see, Ahmad right there always going for like some insane flip reset or some mechanical outplay. And I also want you to pay attention to their spacing. They're spaced out usually very far on offense. Like, further than I would say most teams. And again, right here, this is just another passing play. This is Ahmad to Senzo to Khaled, a 1-2-3 passing play. It was just insane. Like, they love to do this. Just got 1 to 2 to 3. I mean, they're so nuts. And he forced Nolly to own goal here, which is kind of disrespectful. And they were taking down RLCS caliber teams all tournament long with just this insane aggressive style gameplay. Just like the amount of chemistry this team has really is crazy. So now I want to talk about their defense a little bit. Notice how right here, look at where Ahmad goes. So Senzo clears the ball. I'm sorry, not Ahmad. Look at where Khaled goes. He's all the way back right now. And then Ahmad's all the way back. Like, they're on, like, they have such a good, I want to say, vision for if they have a good offensive pressure opportunity, or if the ball has a chance of being, you know, a boomer clear, and someone's just, like, you'll see times when they'll be all the way on their back corner. They just have very good awareness of when they should pressure and when they need to get back on defense, which is, I think, something that they do a lot better than G2. G2 love to overextend on offense a lot, and they just dismantle their opponents because they don't even let their opponents get on offense, because they play a much wider defensive game when they think that there's going to be that giant clear. And it really saves them, because when they do get on defense, I'll be honest, it looks terrible. Their defense looks awful. It's basically G2. They a lot of offensive pressure, defense needs work. But it's like G2 as well. When they're on, their defense looks great. I mean, when they're on. So now there's one more clip I want to show you from specifically defensive. I mean, okay, right here. Look at this. Khaled's pushing the ball up the field. Ahmad, they realize that right here that they're not going to get any play going. So look at this. They have one guy in their back left corner, one guy in their back right corner. You can't put them on defense when they're already ready to move the ball back down the field. And I think they do this a lot when they're on. They're very able to keep the ball from being in their defensive half. They're so good at that. And as obviously right now, Singularity finally gets them on defense. Now, obviously, they're going to get put on defense eventually. Like, I mean, it's Rocket League. This is an RLCS caliber team that they're playing against, but it's just their play style is so unique to them. And I love their defense, because it really relies on your vision on the field, just how your awareness of what's about to happen next. And I really love how they play. It's very entertaining, to say the least. It's just amazing. They're always going for a pass game, always seeing each other out. I mean, we haven't seen them in an actual RLCS match yet, which is sad that we won't for probably a couple seasons. But, I mean, they have insane vision, just on par with the likes of Dignitas from what it seems like in this tournament. And we know these are good players. Khaled and Ahmad, just insanely good ones players. Insanely good. See, this is an example of their defense being really good. I'm going to go over some more examples, by the way. So we saw that Senzo double tap earlier. Now I want to show you a crazy Ahmad double tap that happens. Like, look at this angle he comes in at. Oh my god. Like, these guys are so mechanically just gifted. They know how to get max, it feels like max power on the ball. He honestly reminds me of Astro with the power he can get from the craziest angles at some points. Like, I still think Astro's #1 in terms of mechanics, but Ahmad really does well. And then now I'm going to talk about the downsides to this team, what they really struggle with, and why I think they're kind of like a G2. The first downside, which is nothing like G2, Ahmad is an extreme ball chaser. I mean, Ahmad is a crazy ball chaser. Let's look for the timestamp. Okay, right here off this play, and he was doing this all series long, by the way. See this pre-jump he goes for right here, just something you would normally never see anyone go for in RLCS, but Ahmad decides to go for it. Like, he's completely beat to this ball, and he's going for stuff like this all series long. And this is one of the reasons his team gets put on crazy, like, terrible defensive positions, because one reason is their defense is very shaky at times. Another is because they put themselves in these positions. He's completely out of the play now. He's on their back wall while they're on defense with no boost now, because he just went for a crazy pre-jump. And now, you know, they have to make insane touch after insane touch. I mean, he's good at following up his touches. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it could for sure be prevented. And as you can see right here, just spacing out, a lot of spacing out. So besides Ahmad being kind of a ball chaser, they do tend to overextend on offense, because, like I said, they have good vision on when to get back, but they are kind of ball chasey as well on offense, and it's when they're ball chasey on offense that things start to get real bad. So as you can see right here, Senzo's getting back, Ahmad goes for the touch, and then Khaled should not be jumping for that ball. He's 100% beat. And now they leave their team in a 2v1 many times throughout the series. And Senzo had to make a crazy pre-jump save on that ball, which honestly, Singularity should have scored that. It was a 2v1. But they leave their team in 2v1 positions because they go for dumb pre-jumps. Like, Ahmad's not the only one who goes for dumb pre-jumps. Khaled, you just saw right there. Just stuff you should not go for as second man while your first man is like upside down in your opponent's goal. So that right there almost cost them the series. Or I'm sorry, the game, not the series. They were up 2-1. And now we're going to get to the point when they get put on harsh defense and they look terrible on defense. So right here, as you can see right here, all three of them just clustering. Khaled should never move out of this position. Senzo should be on the wall. Or either Senzo or Ahmad go for this ball. Khaled's in the net, and then one of these two have to be on the wall. I mean, what do you guys think is going to happen by all turning for this ball? I mean, even without comms, standard rotation, Khaled never comes out of goal for this ball. Never. I mean, no one even has a shot. Nolly can only back pass the throw, which in that case, Senzo goes for. But, oh my god, look at this! And Ahmad's pushing up, and then they have to make a triple commit save. And this is, again, story of their weaknesses. This is when they're on defense. And they have no one on the backboard ever. I mean, here they are. They get put on defense. Wait, not yet. So right here, they get put on defense. Someone needs to go up the back wall right now. Right now. Because look where Tho puts this ball. Look where why Senzo needs to go up the back wall. Khaled's in net. Ahmad was just challenging. Senzo needs to go up the back wall. You can't, at this level, you can't leave your backboard undefended. Again, the fact that Singularity didn't score this is crazy. Singularity needs to be capitalizing on these. This is why, a big reason that they're 7th place in RLCS and not higher. We've seen that Singularity has the potential to be higher. They took down Vitality, but Singularity's ability to capitalize on situations is very poor. Very poor. Like, again, Khaled, there's no way you're reading that. I mean, nobody reads that ball. It's crazy tough. And then they have to go try to make a save in very awkward positions. And again, no one's on the backboard. Nobody's on the backboard. It doesn't matter if you have 12 boost, no boost. Get on the backboard and you can and then a triple commit clear. They somehow scrape by. I mean, if this was like a Dignitas or Vitality, they would have been scored on ages ago. But again, that's the difference between a team like Singularity and Vitality. I mean, Vitality capitalizes on their opponent's mistakes much better than Singularity. And then here we go. Finally, they try to all get on offense. None of them have boost. The max boost they have is 50, and I think Senzo was caught going for boost. O'Khaled was pushing up. Yeah, it's just, again, a general rule of thumb. It doesn't matter if you have 100 boost if, yeah, I think Senzo was, I don't know why they were all pushing up. No reason. No reason at all. But yeah, again, they just all want to play aggressive, and that's where their biggest weakness is. So that has been your rundown of this team, their strengths, their weaknesses. I want to show you one more really insane play from this series. Actually, there were a bunch. You should go watch this series. There were a bunch. I'm not showing you all of them. I'm just showing you another really good one. Look at Senzo right here. Look at Senzo. Oh my goodness, what a double tap. That was crazy. I actually kind of like yelled when I was watching this, because that was just nuts. He took off ball cam even for a second. But yeah, all these players are insanely nuts on offense. Definitely got to work on their defense. Again, I call them like I think of them as like a G2 because of their offensive pressure, but I also think of them as like a Dignitas because their pass game, their vision to find each other. And then again, like G2 because their defense is very shaky. I mean, let's be honest, their defense kind of sucks. They need to work on that the most. But that's this. I just thought that this game summed up the story of this team, and I really wanted to showcase that. And in case anyone else out there just haven't been watching the European Invitational, this is a team to look out for. They are undefeated right now, even with their giant weakness of their defense not being well. So I don't think that they'll go into RLCS and be undefeated, unless they fix their defense. Because I mean, if you look at Vitality, their offense is world class, and then their defense is world class on Vitality. Same with Dignitas. So I think that before I would call them a top team in Europe, they need to fix that issue. They definitely need to. But I do think that they are an RLCS caliber team 100%. I mean, you don't take down all these RLCS teams that are in the European Invitational and without being a world class team. Because some people say, oh, it's just a minor tournament, it's not RLCS, they don't really try. Well, it doesn't matter if they're not trying because they're still RLCS caliber teams. Like, you cannot try and still smack other teams around. Like, you have to be good to beat these teams, right? It's like how G2 beat SSG in the Astra tournaments twice now. And I mean, they demolished SSG. You might be thinking, okay, it's a minor tournament, but it also shows that G2 has the capability of beating SSG. In my opinion, if SSG want to continue to look good, they got to try it even in these tournaments. Because I'm going to look at these tournaments, I'm going to look at who won, and I'm going to use it against the team. So don't lose. SSG, don't lose. Vitality, Dignitas, don't lose. If you want to, obviously RLCS is where it matters, but I will look at these matches. I will rate them. Maybe not super highly, but I will rate them. If you get demolished, Vitality got demolished by this team, right? Doesn't matter if they don't take the minors seriously. You don't demolish Vitality in even in scrims, unless you are a world-class team as well. So, SRG, very good team. Wanted to showcase their strengths and weaknesses. This is on Johnny Boy's stream. You guys can go watch. This is the most recent VOD. Or this is the winners finals, you can see. Most recent VOD as of right now. I think next is the losers finals and then the grand finals. So, look out for that. I'm not sure exactly on the date. Follow Johnny Boy on Twitter for more information. Yeah, that's been everything I wanted to showcase. If you did learn something new, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.